Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It really just depends if you're new here or not. I was scrolling, as one does when they have nothing else, like no life. I was scrolling through YouTube, and I came across an Adam McIntyre video, and he was talking about AI-generated Eugenia Cooney content. And this caught my attention because one channel that we have talked about so heavily on this page, when it comes down to AI-generated Eugenia Cooney specific content, has been the Love Eugenia Cooney channel. Now, this page, why it's a issue to me, and by the way, Adam has a very valid crash out. I agree with a lot of his opinions and takes on this, but I also have a lot of added thoughts. I think, specifically because we are mostly centered around Eugenia Cooney content, we have seen a lot of that community, especially the more mentally ill, the more challenging side of that community that comes along with not only producing and doing the content about her, but just being a part of the discussion in general. We've seen a lot of dark shit in people. Now, I want to go ahead and get into Adam's video. I literally just ranted for like 5 minutes, and I was like, you know what? I want to wait till we play some of the video. But I feel like just personally, he had a lot of really great talking points. But I feel like he's missing out on the parasocial talking point, which is something that I have literally repeated on this channel so many times that y'all are probably sick of hearing about it at this point. But truly, I feel like a lot of people have such a sick, very, very fucking mentally ill parasocial connection and relationship with a lot of content creators that they don't even know, but especially content creators like Eugenia Cooney, who post certain content that just fosters an entire community of people who are genuinely mentally ill, whether it's mentally ill to a certain degree where it's like clinically psychotic, or just parasocial people who are going through the same thing as her and they look to her for certain things. I've really got to watch what I say. YouTube has been flagging the living shit out of me, y'all. They really have. But I think that he missed out on that talking point, and I feel like that's such a huge one when it comes down to this channel and a lot of the community. So with that being said, let's dive right into it, and I'm just going to let Adam take it away.
Is that there are accounts online dedicated to making AI content of Eugenia Cooney. Now, this had been something that me and Kat had been talking about behind the scenes, because I had been keeping an eye on the Jake Paul stuff and Kat had been keeping an eye on the Eugenia Cooney. And she always said that she wanted to write about it. So I didn't want to talk about this until she had written about it and I could redirect you to an article and then we can talk about the videos. So I do just want to say first and foremost that I'll have this link down below, but Kat Tenbarge, obviously, she's an independent journalist now. She has her website, spitfirenews.com. She has written an article. It's called AI-Generated Influencer Scandals Are Here. I will link it down below. But basically, for a little bit of context, Eugenia Cooney is on a little bit of a social media break right now. No one has really heard from her in a little bit. And obviously, when it comes to Eugenia Cooney, if you're aware or you're not, she constantly is in the public eye because she's always on her damn phone. She's either live on Twitch, live on TikTok, posting things, and it is, it's very often that a Eugenia Cooney video will pop into my timeline because she's always online, but she hasn't posted in a little bit. And there have been accounts that have popped up when Eugenia Cooney has taken her breaks, and they almost make AI content of her in the place of her actually uploading. And it's incredibly dangerous. The videos are incredibly disturbing. We're gonna go through one of the major accounts right now, because this account actually started as a Eugenia Cooney updates account, but now they make content of Eugenia Cooney. And it almost begs the question to me, are we gonna start seeing this, that if there are accounts that make content on people, if the people don't give them enough content, are those people that make the videos just gonna generate content? We have got to be serious here that AI is currently at the worst that it's going to be. We are seeing realistic videos being made of people just because they have their photos on Google, and these videos are realistic, and you're thinking that this isn't going to end horribly. Sorry to sound pessimistic here, but we really are in the final stage of the earth. We're in the final stage of living, honestly.
Honestly, I feel like this is such a valid crash out because I've had my crash outs over AI before, y'all. I have argued with my phone. I have argued with Google, because that's how you know you're having a bad day, if you start arguing with Google, because you just want to know an answer, and Meta AI is like, here's my answer, and I'm like, bitch, no. Did I ask AI? And AI has been intense. It's really been intensifying for a long time, but I don't think we're at the worst stages of it yet. I think that this is kind of like the wake up stage that we are at before it gets really bad. And it's kind of that stage where we're seeing truly the harm that's being done to people over it. I did talk about the Brooke Monk situation a long time ago, and this is one that really resonated with me, where people were creating deep fakes of her, corn deep fakes, and she was literally just barely legal limit. And she said how badly that affected her in her mental health, how that just took such a toll on her, and rightfully so. I think anybody would be severely affected by that. That is something that truly just, even now I'm getting chills talking about it because it's such a devilish concept. It's such a sadistic concept to me, to take somebody who doesn't do that, even if they did that, and generate certain content of them doing stuff. It to me, that is just, what the fuck are we doing as a society? So yeah, that is a giant issue with AI, but I think another really huge issue with AI is the subject matter here, how people are generating AI content of certain influencers or even just people in general. And at this point, I truly, but like, I'm a faceless channel, and I, given AI and just the toxicity, the parasocial, really mentally ill communities that we cover over here, I don't think I'd ever show my face. And it's strictly because all those reasons that I listed, but I think mostly AI, And it's such a scary thing.
Because this is it. Because we are so close to someone making an AI video of a politician, a world leader, a something of significant power, declaring war, making fun of another politician, and then another politician, because around the world, every politician is literally geriatric and should be like pushing it, coffin dodgers, so old, are going to ultimately believe some of this content, and then what? A war starts? We get nuked? What?
I absolutely adore Adam's accent. The way he says nuked, we're gonna get nuked. Like, I love him. But, yeah, he's not my cup of tea all the time, I want to be clear. But, I think that he has good intent with some of the stuff that he does, so I do like him to an extent. But, anyways, I agree with him with this too. I feel like AI is at a very dangerous tipping point. But again, that's not exactly what this video is about. It's more so about this Love Eugenia Cooney page. Which, when I seen him covering this, I was like, girl, like, you gotta be kidding me. Because we have raised so much awareness about how disgusting this page has been since dead ass, like, last year sometime. When last October rolled around and they started doing, like, Halloween-themed AI videos of the Love Eugenia Cooney, or of Eugenia Cooney on that page. Generating songs, generating clips, and it just got to the point where I would genuinely make a video and halfway through be like, this creator is just not well mentally. This creator should be in a facility on hold somewhere, like just literally getting evaluated to see what's not clicking properly, because it gets to a point where sometimes you do it for the shits and giggles, but then it gets to a point where you've done it so much, and we've even talked about it sometimes. How are they generating these clips? Like, you have to give them a script. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say, AI, generate me something of this person. I'm sure you could, but I'm saying, I really think this person is, like, coming up with these full scripts to give AI. And that, to me, is like, what are we doing?
Pat had written, I was searching for a specific video clip of the influencer Eugenia Cooney last month when I stumbled upon something very strange. I found what I was looking for, supportive comments that she had made about Donald Trump on a YouTube channel that was dedicated to archiving clips of her. But in addition to documenting her TikTok live streams, this channel also began posting clips of Eugenia Cooney that were being labeled as AI generated. So Eugenia Cooney is extremely polarizing, mainly due to her highly publicized struggle with an ED. Her look is insanely recognizable, heavy, colorful, MySpace era makeup, complete with thick eyeliner, winged eyeliner. And she is alarmingly thin. These attributes have, gotten a lot of outrage and concern for her, which, has given her this huge social media success. And she's always amongst the most watched people on TikTok Live, okay? So it says that she will often take breaks from social media altogether, which tends to have the general public diving into conspiracies about her health or whether or not Eugenia Cooney is even alive right now. Like, there are so many people wondering if she is alive right now because she hasn't been seen in so long. But then when we have channels generating AI content of her, we're starting to get into iffy waters. You know what I mean? So here we go. Over the past weeks, the YouTube channel I stumbled upon, which has nearly 250,000 subscribers, making it potentially quite lucrative. And this is what I want to focus on. People making this type of content of people are able to make a livelihood out of it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? We are now entering a world in which people are going to be able to make money off of like being you.
Yeah, see, when this subject comes up about this AI generated content, I always have this thing in the back of my mind where I'm like, is this even legal? I don't know if it is, but I feel like it's not legal to an extent because sure, it's AI, it's just something generated that you generated to somebody, but couldn't there be like some suing going on? Couldn't there be like some lawsuits or something? Because I just feel like there's no way in hell you can take somebody's literal identity, use their identity, and then generate them doing something that they've never done or never said, and then get away with uploading that as content. That, in my opinion, should just be strictly illegal. I feel like it's misleading, and I also feel like, again, you're using somebody's likeliness that wasn't given permission. And it's one thing to cover a topic like commentary, okay? I talk about her a lot, and a lot of people might say, I could be sued or something for using her likeliness. But again, the way that it's done here, it's all done in fair use. You're putting yourself on the internet, so we're just reacting to it. There's literal laws protecting me in what I do when it comes to commentary. But this isn't commentary. This is you literally sitting there generating clips of somebody using AI. So I feel like that alone would be, and should be bare minimum, just illegal as fuck.
That is a big fucking channel, by the way, because keep in mind, we're in the era where people don't really subscribe to channels anyway. Like, subscribing is not a big thing, right? Their popular videos are literally moments from Eugenia's streams, okay? But because Eugenia hasn't been seen in a while, if we just hit a button of shorts, all of these videos are AI generated of Eugenia Cooney, right? Hold on, let's just... AI is so fucking stupid. What is
You
this?
see this? All sesame seed and no bite. Big Mac monster? You
And this is the Sora
think
one.
a couple of soggy buns are gonna scare me? I grew up hungry, and tonight I eat.
This is so... Santa Claus brings Eugenia Cooney gifts.
Some boys and girls are nice.
This
and
is so
some
disturbing.
are naughty. I figured you were hungry.
And I do want to clarify what people are saying. This ultimately is fetish content as well. This should not be allowed. This should genuinely not be allowed. This should not be allowed. This genuinely should be illegal. This really should be illegal. And I know that these are uncomfortable to watch, and I understand it completely. However, it is important to bring attention to this, and it's important to watch it because channels like this should not be allowed to exist. So again, I apologize if this is a lot right now, but it is so important that we are highlighting this and going through and watching these because this is fucking serious. And this...
Now, I agree with Adam 100%. I feel like it is very important if you see stuff that, even if it's just something that you disagree with, I think it's always very valid and always a very good thing for you to voice your opinions about it, for you to just simply talk about it, especially if there's certain situations like this that should have awareness brought to it. That's literally why a lot of us cover Eugenia Cooney. We get labeled as hate channels, da-da-da. It's fine. We are trying to spread awareness about a much larger issue that a lot of people aren't necessarily seeing. They just see content about the same person. They think it's bullying, harassment, this, that, and the third. When truthfully, we have been here for a while and we have seen the larger issues continuing to build, continuing to grow. And disgustingly enough, in situations like this, we have seen the content creators of certain pages, such as the Love Eugenia Cooney page, where they will continue to foster and create a community for other individuals who are just as sick in the head or parasocial as they are. So yes, we are going to raise awareness about this. We are going to talk about it. We are going to give our thoughts about why this is fucked up to do in the first place. But I feel like there's always going to be mentally ill individuals on the internet who are going to come across videos like this where we are just trying to raise awareness and say it's not okay. And they're going to look at that page and just eat it up. They're going to love it. They're going to go subscribe. They're going to go be a part of that community. By the way, that channel is losing subscribers because I think they had 252,000. Then they went to like 250K. Now they're at 249. So there are some people who are like, yeah, this is getting weird. We got to go. But there's also people who are infatuated with this type of content for the Fed reason that Adam had mentioned. I can't say the word. Other people can, but God forbid I do. There's a lot of reasons why sick people would be drawn to this form of content. So raising awareness, it's kind of like a win-lose. It's a win because you get the word out there, you get other people who disagree with it, and it's kind of a win because you say your piece, you get to spread that awareness, and you have, you just have your thoughts out there on it. It's a win that way, but it's also a lose because, like I said, there's always going to be so many mentally ill people who flock to that page, who don't see issues with the content, who you then introduced to that page because of your video trying to raise awareness about it. So it's always going to be a win-lose situation.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
These people involved should be arrested.
You see this? All sesame.
I want these people arrested. I really do. This is AI, by the way. This is AI. Sorry, that at the start, by the way, this literally just looks like one of her streams. Eugenia Cooney scared by rats. Sorry, this is just... Eugenia Cooney bowling. This is AI. Obviously, clearly you can tell because it's fucking slop, but... Guys, this is fetish content. And it's being allowed on these platforms. Eugenia Cooney McDonald's dance party. And this is AI as well. Guys, this needs to be illegal. There are so many. Eugenia Cooney shows her burger pull. This does give off like revenge porn. This is just... This is AI as well. POV, trying to steal Eugenia's luggage. Can you imagine the amount of damage that was done to the environment for that? For that. POV, breaking Eugenia Cooney's phone. I honestly cannot imagine what it feels like to have this. Eugenia Cooney angry at dress getting wet.
Oh yeah!
This is...
Can your chair do this? Oh!
This is actually just fucking outrageous. It really is.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not watch this video with a straight face because we're so accustomed to seeing... we've seen it all, babes. We have seen more than we should. We have days we want to wash our fucking eyes out with soap and bleach just from what we have witnessed. Don't actually do that, by the way, y'all. That's not, like, don't do that. Well, I'm just saying we have moments. I'm sure that we want to. But we have been here for a minute with this. Like, we have been seeing this nonstop. But can y'all imagine? I just want y'all to put yourself in somebody's shoes for a minute, like, who's not us, okay? Imagine you're somebody who's aware of her existence. Imagine you've heard of Eugenia Cooney, you've met her before, but you don't know the lore. You don't know the lore. You just met her. What lore? Like, you need to be caught up. But you don't know the lore. Okay, so you just meet somebody, you think that they're just struggling with an illness, that it's just sad existence and you just wish them the best. We know the lore. We know how toxic the content is. We know how damaging, how harmful that the content is. We've talked about it for a really long time on this page. So many other channels have talked about it for so much longer than I have. We are all very aware of the dangers of the content. And the social media's promoting it. But we know the lore. Like, we're caught up, babe. But just imagine being somebody who's met her once, like, same creator space, you don't know her, and then you come across videos like this that are AI generated of this person that you just don't understand why. And you have this crash out, like, this is completely deemed unacceptable. And it is unacceptable, by the way. This should never happen to anybody. I don't believe in AI content. I don't know. Y'all, I have had like 6 sponsorships I have turned down from the same companies and other companies who use AI generated stuff, like AI generated thumbnails, AI generated scripts, AI prompts, AI images, like just so many apps that I could have partnered with that use AI that I don't believe in that. So I turn it down so politely, so quickly, like, yeah, no thank you. Like, no. But I just couldn't imagine not being, used to the Eugenia Cooney lore, especially never ever seeing this Love Eugenia Cooney page. Can y'all imagine just knowing who this girl is to the bare minimum? Knowing she does content, knowing she lives with a illness, and then seeing a page like this that generates nonstop psychotic content about her. This would be extremely troubling. And I understand his crash out. It's very valid for multiple reasons. I don't want to sound like an old person who is saying, get the fuck off my lawn. Like, I wake up and I stare out my window with a cup of coffee and a robe, and I'm just waiting for somebody to walk onto my grass to be like, hippity hoppity, get the fuck off my property. I swear I'm a nice person. I think I'm pretty chill. But I do understand the use of AI to an extent. I do understand the use of generating AI videos to an extent. But the Love Eugenia Cooney page, I would never vouch for. I would never stand by. Of course, I've talked so much shit about it over the past. There's now other creators who have been talking shit about the Love Eugenia Cooney channel. Now Adam is one of them. And this page genuinely is such a issue. I feel like one of the aspects on why I wanted to talk about this the absolute most is because I feel like Adam leaves out the aspect of this is somebody who's extremely, in my opinion, very mentally ill. And I'm not trying to sit here on the internet and diagnose anybody, especially somebody I've never seen or met. But just from watching their content, I feel like this person genuinely can be extremely mentally ill and probably has a very intense, very unhealthy parasocial relationship with Eugenia Cooney that's causing a lot of these AI generated clips. Somebody you've had such a parasocial longing for, who is now no longer posting. Even when she was posting, this person was generating AI clips. But now that she's no longer on the internet for the time that she's not on the internet, they're probably having such a crash out and generating more and more content just for the aspect of having it because it's her. So I feel like Adam has so many valid talking points, and of course I never invalidate any of what he says unless he genuinely said something that just was not factual and tried to prove it as a fact and it's just not a fact. I would talk my shit then, but this is all his opinions. This is an opinion-based video. He's watching something that's very disturbing to him and giving his opinions on it. And again, he doesn't have all of the lore. I feel like if he did have all the lore and he understood the community that follows Eugenia Cooney, he would have a better understanding that this person is probably very mentally unwell and also very parasocial when it comes to Eugenia Cooney, because let's be so for real, a majority of her audience, her biggest enablers who's been there from almost the fucking start. Girl, there's still people here from you now. I know, that's crazy. But there's still people who's been following her for years who are her biggest supporters, biggest enablers. They watch her decline, they've watched her get better, they've watched her decline again, and they're still there cheering her on every step of the way, and not in a good way either. They're not like, we want you to do well, we want you to get better. And if I'm being completely honest with you, it's moments like this where I truly, with what I just said, struggle to understand parasocial relationships. Because I feel like if I would be in a parasocial relationship with anybody, I would want this person who I've never met, who I have all these feelings for because it's parasocial, to be doing good. At least that's what I feel like I would want. I don't understand people who have a parasocial relationship with somebody and can degrade them to the extent of generating what the Love Eugenia Cooney channel has been generating for such a long time now, for months. But it's one of those things where you'll never really understand a mental illness until you actually live with it. You can talk to somebody who has anxiety, you can talk to somebody who has depression, ADHD, OCD, autism. You can talk to so many people with such a wide range of different things that go on with them. You can talk to people who you'll never experience what they will go through in their lifetime because of what they live with, but you could still try to resonate, you can still try to be there for them in the most loving way possible, but you'll never fully understand what it's like to live with that. So I feel like that's kind of what it's like looking at this Love Eugenia Cooney channel. You see it kind of surface level for what it is. You probably have an understanding, like I do, this person's probably not mentally well, but we're never gonna fully understand. I feel like even if this person came out one day with a video explaining why they do the content that they do, we're still gonna be scratching our heads like, that's why you do it? Like we're just not gonna understand it. And, just to wrap out this video, this is kind of on topic, but kind of off topic, and I don't know why, but I really, truly feel like I need to say this. I genuinely wish everybody I wish everybody just the best that they can possibly have for themselves. And I've seen in just the amount of time I've covered Eugenia Cooney, so many people who struggle with the same thing she does, who talks about how harmful the content's been. And when I think about the Love Eugenia Cooney channel and the clips that they generate and what it does to somebody's mental health, and it does not sit right with me. I don't think that this should be a thing. I don't think that this channel should exist anymore. I feel like everybody has the right to the internet. I feel like nobody should be discriminated against to an extent, but I feel like if you're creating content such as EC that's actually harmful, that she knows it's going to be harmful content, but she's still putting it out there anyway because her goal is not for anybody else but for her own personal benefit, I feel like it's an issue, and I feel like there are so many things that need to be done about it. From the time I started covering Eugenia Cooney, I've seen so many people and had so many conversations. I've had, so many emails of subscribers, and even not even just subscribers, but people who's watched a video and reached out to me and said how, seeing her content is so harmful to them, and they're happy they found my video or somebody else's and not other pages who would make it seem like it's a good thing and hype it up and trigger the fuck out of them, which is something that I know happens over here, but it's something I have been trying my best to learn how to talk about this stuff while not triggering you guys. And I feel like that's something that I have been working on for such a long time. I feel like I've gotten better at it, but I know there's still so much room to grow with it because I don't personally currently struggle with this. It's something that I'll never fully understand the thought process enough to fully be able to go about it to where I can create the safest space possible for those who do struggle with it. I do try my best, but it's not something I don't think I can ever perfect for you guys. So when I go into videos, especially like this one, where it's a channel who is so mentally ill when it comes to Eugenia Cooney, and post a lot of AI generated stuff of Eugenia Cooney that could be very triggering, I always sit down before I do these videos. I don't sit down. Sometimes I do. A lot of the times I stand up when I do videos. That's why I get out of breath sometimes, because I just pace. But before I do a lot of videos, especially certain subjects that I know are going to be they're hard for me to talk about, so I couldn't imagine having an issue that makes it harder to talk about or harder to listen to or harder to see. I know there's going to be videos that trigger people, and I'm sorry for that, but I also feel like these are things that truly need to be talked about. And as long as I'm not condoning this, and as long as I'm giving somebody what I believe to be the better opinion, I will not say the right opinion, because I'm not always going to be right. It's just what I think. It's just my opinion. I feel like it can make it worthwhile being able to do that content. And I do feel bad that I know I trigger people sometimes, but I feel like at least we can get our thoughts out there, and y'all can have the opinion from somebody that this is not normal. This is not okay. And if you live like this, there's truly ways that you could get help, but you just have to want it for yourself first. Sorry to get a little bit deep there, girlies and guys, but I feel like, we used to talk like that sometimes during the content, and I'd just be like, yeah, like, sorry, and just talk to y'all, but I feel like we haven't, like, actually talked like that in a minute, so I just wanted to say it. So, yeah, video subject, the moral of today's video, the synopsis. I Love Eugenia Cooney channel has been under a lot of criticism from us commentary channels for such a long time. We've been raising such awareness about it. There's creators who talk about that on TikTok who raise awareness about it. So many creators here who talk about it, who raise awareness about it. And it's finally getting more attention. Like, attention on a whole nother level that us smaller creators could not have brought to it alone. Now we have more people talking about it. We have Kat talking about it, who wrote, again, Adam's friend, Kat, who wrote an article about this on her own independent journalism site, Spitfire News. Wow, my cats, I do apologize. They have the zoomies. But Adam as well now is talking about it, and I feel like this is a win for us in this space. I feel like with the lawsuit currently ongoing with TikTok about promoting certain things, the one that Eugenia Cooney was mentioned in for basically feeding algorithms really unhealthy content to people who are unsuspecting of it, who aren't looking for that content, who already struggle with certain things. It's not right. It's not okay. I feel like we've just been getting a lot of wins recently when it comes down to raising awareness and talking about this subject. And I think that us smaller commentary channels should be patting ourselves on the back for being a part of this journey and raising awareness about it for as long as we have. Now that we're seeing the lawsuit, now that we're seeing bigger creators bringing awareness to situations we have preached about for a while now. Like, yes, girl, thank you, Adam. And I know this was just a video of Adam sitting down and talking about how fucked up this channel is, how disgusting it is, his friend who wrote an article about it, how he wanted to talk about it. It wasn't a crazy video, like, in depth. It was like just a part of a live stream where he wanted to talk about the situation. But to me, that's still a win because, like I said, this has been a channel I've been raising awareness about for a really long time, and I've only seen a handful of creators talking about it. And again, it's a win-lose situation. We're going to get people who are against this. We're going to get people who are on board with this, but we're also going to have mentally ill people who feed into it more. It's never going to fully be a win, but to me, this is a huge win. Having other creators talking about the same issues we've been trying to raise awareness about. So this, to me, like I said, is just a win, and I'm happy about it. So I wanted to talk about it with y'all. I wanted to react to the video with y'all. And with that being said, I really do love you guys. I appreciate the immense amount of support and patience y'all have had with me. I have been trying my best to just get my life back on track. As y'all know, I've had so much going on. Things that I have not all fully addressed with y'all, but I have just been trying to get myself back on a track. And it's comforting to me to know that I can take as much time as I need to and not feel like I need to feed you guys every single day something. I know if I need to take a break, I can take that, and y'all will be here for me when I come back, even if that break is a week or a month. Girl, I know that you will be here, and I'm so appreciative for it. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for all that, everything that y'all have given me, and everything y'all have done for this channel over the course of time that y'all have been here for it. Oh no, girlies, I'm getting sentimental. I'm just kidding, but for real, y'all, I really love you guys. I support you guys equally, whatever you decide to do in your lives, as long as it's good. If it's harmful, I will talk shit to you, okay? Bestie, I will call you out for it. But with that being said, feel free to let me know any of y'all's thoughts and opinions about anything we just discussed in today's video in the comment section down below. I really cannot wait to hear them and hear what y'all have to say about this. Also, please feel free to go check out Adam McIntyre's original video on this. It is in his video upload schedule. I know that he has lives on his page, but if y'all just go to his videos, scroll back. By the time I'm posting it today, you can check the date. It was 2 days prior that he uploaded this video. Scroll back a little bit. You'll find it. Also, feel free to go check out Kat's article. Support her. She is a smaller independent journalist. That would be amazing. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Feel free to please go support the original creator and the original uploader of this article. And I will catch you in the next damn video. That is after you give me your thoughts and opinions first, of course. And I will see you there. All right, bye.